Listen to what I'm saying. The reason why heart disease and cancer and obesity and diabetes are bigger in the black community is because of the stress we carry from having to deal with being called the N-word directly or indirectly every day.
I don't know if it's the crack that he mixing up and that pipe got a little dirty, little residue from a little heroin in it or so. I don't know what he doing, but you have to be out of your mind to say something so stupid. This video is brought to you by Synergy Life, brought to you by Synergy Life. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want good, clean energy, go with the daytime. If you need good quality sleep, some say it's the best sleep that they had in their entire life. Let me go through and show you. We have reviews, over 107 for days, 66 for night, and 12 for the T-Force that I have right here in my hand. So pick the one that you think is best for you, but the one that I want to promote today is going to be the T-Force Advanced. So we had the original T-Force, which is the regular T-Force, and then we made it advanced. I suggest you take this with food and you take it before a workout to maximize. If you're sick of being soft, if you're sick of your T levels being low, if you're tired of being a Democrat, won't you get you some T-Force and become a man today, all right? Get you some T-Force today, 25% off, because I hate these white bottles and I want to get them out of here, to be honest. We give you a discount code for 25% off. Get you some T-Force today. God bless you. God bless America. And let's get strong, baby. This Negro should be in jail because the last time I checked, falsely pulling a fire alarm is a felony criminal offense. When you knowingly and intentionally pull a fire alarm, you could actually cause people to die. It is a felony offense. This fool was on camera going up in front of a sign that said this is not an entrance or exit, moving the sign out the way, knocking the signs off the door, then pulling the fire alarm. Didn't do a day in jail. If he was a Republican, he'd been in jail. But since they let the Negro out of the cage that they should have put him in, he gets on TV and gets stupider and stupider. Listen to what he said about the health issues of black America. He ain't blaming fried chicken. He ain't blaming them honey buns. He's not blaming that canned food that we eat. He's not blaming the fact that there's a lack there of exercise. There's no pathways of exercise in many inner city communities because the infrastructure is not there. Then you go down the list, you got people traditionally eating foods that are not healthy for their lifestyle, and then, or the lifestyle that they should be living. And then you have a lot of black people per capita that are on food stamps and government assistance. And what do they get vouchers for? Wonder Bread. They're getting vouchers for all this unhealthy processed food, bologna, ham, fake cheese. That's why black people are fat and have heart disease and all these other things. And then I tell you what, black people be walking around laughing at white people for walking their dog and walking outside and doing all this other stuff. Y'all need to get out there and do something and quit being stupid like him. Roll the clip.
This is America.
Catholic
and
pro-life
the problem is
bombed.
we are not dealing
Catholic
with
pro-life
America's original sin and its disease of hate and racism towards black and brown people and sexism towards women and anti-LGBTQ sentiment. We are not dealing with that. Your colleagues in the Republican Party do not hold each other accountable when it comes to the racism that comes from the party on a consistent basis.
Congressman, I mean, where are you on?
You can't be calm about this. I'm a black man in America. The reason why heart disease...
I'm white, I can't comment
Listen to what I'm saying. The reason why heart disease and cancer and obesity and diabetes are bigger in the black community is because of the stress we carry from having to deal with being called the N-word directly or indirectly every day. If your colleagues would listen...
Let me tell you, I don't know if it's the crack that he mixing up and that pipe got a little dirty, little residue from a little heroin in it or so. I don't know what he doing in that crack concoction, but you have to be out of your mind to say something so stupid. This fool said the stress of us being called the N-word, both directly and indirectly. By who? Black people use the word more than any human being on planet Earth. They sing about the word. They call each other the word. In words of endearment, when they doing drive-by shootings, they call white people the word. The N-word is so damaging to you, but you say it every day. I guarantee you Bowman say the N-word. I guarantee you he says the N-word. Like, what are you talking about, bro? If black people didn't use the N-word, I would capitulate to his argument. But black people use the N-word every single day, all the time. It's rare that you'll see a black person that don't say the N-word. It's rare that a black person that don't say the N-word don't listen to the music saying the N-word every day. And you can't find 10 clips in a row where white people are calling black people an N-word out of their name. It's the most rare occurrence that you will ever see. I was called in my entire life, and I've traveled all over the country, whatever the case may be. I grew up in Texas till I was 18. I have never been called I have been only called the N-word by white people twice. I have never been called the N-word outside of my uniform. Only in uniform. And I honestly believe the two people that called me the N-word didn't call it to me because they racist. They called it to me because they wanted to get under my skin. They thought if they said that, I'd be mad and they'd win the argument. But you could call them a racist. So the millions of interactions that I've had with white people over the course of 38 years of my life, and I only been called the N-word twice. What is Bowman saying? He is a House of Representative member who was elected when white people voted for him, I guarantee you. He literally worked with some of his other Democrat colleagues are white. And let me look at his wife. Is Bowman got a white wife? I swear I'm gonna quit the show. I'm gonna quit the show if his wife is white. I'm gonna quit the show. I'm finna quit the show. It's his wife white. Please, Lord. She better be married to a black woman. What's his name? Jamal Bowman wife. Oops, I put the wrong words in there. Come on, ChatGPT. I don't want to search with you. I want to search with Google. Y'all hold the phone. Oh, he married to a black woman. Thank God. I almost quit. I was going to quit the show. I was going to quit the mother freaking show if this man was married to a white woman. Let's see if he had an ex-wife. All right, good. At least he got that going for him. Because if he was married to a white woman, I was going to lose my mind. But this dummy, and I guarantee you that they got white friends, and this is the thing that bothers me about black people that act like this. They're so, when they want to win an argument, they really bash white people and say white people don't have say in this, and I'm black, blackity black, and the world is coming to end because I'm black, and they don't like me because I'm black. And they got black friends, they lawyers black, some of their best friends they went to college with is black. They got people they work with black. I mean, white. I said black. White. All of these people are white. And they steady acting like this. And then they go around their friends and they all cool and at the barbecue at 4th of July, but then they on TV talking like this. Was there more to the clip? Yeah. Give me some more. Roll the clip.
And try to learn and engage and grow and stop being so hateful, we could have a better country. Jamal, but unfortunately, we're still here.
Jamal, the hate's coming from one side.
Jamal, I feel your passion and I understand where you're coming from, sincerely. I really, really do. It happens on both sides, Jamal. You might think it happens more on your side. Jamal, when I leave the show, Jamal, you should see my Twitter feed.
I mean, and they're acquitted.
Hold on.
Rodney King.
Hold on. We got cops beating black people to death and they get acquitted. Where have they got acquitted when they were wrong? You get acquitted when it's justified. The cop that killed what's his name in Chicago? He was high on PCP. Laquan McDonald. I think it was Laquan McDonald. He got charged with second-degree murder. The cop that killed George Floyd or had something to do with George Floyd's death, they put him in there for the rest of his life. What cop are you referring to that gets just beat a black man and nothing happens? Rodney King was high on PCP and non-compliant. Them hitting him in the first 5 minutes was fine. They just went too far. But don't act like he wasn't on PCP taking the police on a high-speed chase. What are you saying, bruh? And then if you look at the stats, cops kill more white people than black people. Cops kill more unarmed white people than black people. And when you factor in the amount of patrol in inner city communities versus the patrol in white communities, they actually disproportionately kill white people more so than they kill black people. Go and look the stats up for yourself. What are you saying, bruh? They be whooping and killing white people all the time, and people think it's unjustified. Let me give you an example. I forget the guy's name. It happened right here in Mesa, Arizona. The guy was drunk, crawling down the hall, and got smoked like a brisket. Now, I know that it was justified. A lot of people think it wasn't justified because they didn't watch the video, and they think that the person giving the commands was the person that shot him. But even then, it was justified, and the cop still lost his job. But a lot of people thought that wasn't justified. There was another shooting here in Phoenix. I forget people's names. There was a shooting here in Phoenix where it was a domestic violence situation. The cop came to the door. They knocked on the door. The guy opened the door with a gun. He put the gun down and got shot while he was getting ready to put the gun down. Justified shooting because the officer who shot him couldn't see him put the gun down. He saw him with the gun in his hand and going at the other officer. And, of course, the guy's looking this way, so he didn't realize the officer was there. So he walked up with the gun like this, and he go to put it down and got shot. And everybody thought that was unjustified. There was a justified shooting. Now, white people think that wasn't unjustified. You see them running in the streets. You see them crying about white people getting shot. But all you dumb Negroes, dudes be pulling guns on cops. And they shouldn't have shot him. He put a gun on him. Okay, shot the cop in the face. And yeah, he shouldn't have shot him. All right, finish it.
Abner Louima, Eric Gardner, Trayvon Martin.
Oh! Trayvon Martin? He said cops killing black people. Trayvon Martin was killed by a civilian, a regular citizen. And you lumping that, they lumped Trayvon in with guys who got into police interactions. And Zimmerman got off. Why did Zimmerman get off? Because Florida had a stand your ground law, and the evidence wasn't enough sufficient evidence to prove that Trayvon was acting in self-defense. It leaned more towards Zimmerman acting in self-defense because the only witness that they had saw Trayvon banging Zimmerman's head on the ground before he shot Trayvon. And yeah, I think Zimmerman should have went to prison because I think he pursued Trayvon. But at the end of the day, the evidence that they have, they can't prove that, and neither can I. I just believe it's the case because they told him to get in his car, and he ended up fighting a kid in the middle of the apartment complex. So he had to go somewhere. But nobody knows who started it. All people do know is that Trayvon was on top of Zimmerman, beating his butt, and then he shot him in self-defense. Do I agree that Zimmerman should have got off? I wish that they had better witnesses because I think Zimmerman should have went to jail. But that wasn't a police officer, and it wasn't an unjustified situation based on the totality of circumstances and the witnesses and law that's on the books. Roll the clip.
In Memphis, it's not the same. And I don't want to qualify or quantify pain. That's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it is.
Everyone goes through pain. But the racism in this country is a disease that will destroy us. And it's destroying us right now as we speak.
You're a divided
January
country.
6th, 100%. Everybody was partying.
January 6th, time out.
Everybody.
How is January 6th racism? That was white people against white people. Am I right or am I wrong? I don't think I saw a black person go in the Capitol building. And whose podium got messed up? Nancy Pelosi? And no politician got hurt whatsoever. But the white people came into the Capitol building mad at the white man who was the vice president who certified the election and mad that the white man won the election over Donald Trump. Where are the black people in that? What are y'all talking about? The only people died was a white woman who got shot by a black man, to be honest. Dumb Negroes will be the death of our country. Dumb Negroes. People like you and them dumb white liberals are all going to be the death of this country if good, smart people don't step up against this. Black people are per capita, are the dumbest people. Now, there's a lot of smart black people, a lot of great black people. But per capita, we have the most dumb people out of any group. Why do you say that, Brandon? Look at the way we vote. They still complaining and voting for the same people they complaining about, but then blame the other man. That's like being in a relationship with an abusive husband, but blaming your ex. He living his life. He doing his thing. He raising the kids fine. He co-parenting like he's supposed to. And your husband is beating you, and you mad at him for your husband beating you. You mad at your ex for your husband beating you. You mad at Republicans for what Democrats are doing. Democrats are abusing you. Democrats haven't done nothing for you. Democrats prioritize LGBTQ. Democrats prioritize illegal aliens over black people every day of the week. But you mad at Republicans for the stuff that Democrats are doing because you're the one voted for them. They the ones run your city. They the run your city in the ground. But you mad at them over it. That's crazy to me. Look at what the first black president ever done. White people put him in office, not black people. Black people do not have enough votes to put somebody in office if white people go against them. White people put Barack Obama in office for 2 terms. The first Negro, half Negro, that was the president, didn't do sugar honey iced tea for black people. Name me legislation that he did for black people. I can show you wars we got into that we shouldn't get into. I can show you money he gave to Iran and on a pallet in the middle of the night in different currency. I can tell you what he did to the LGBTQ AARP. I can't name nothing he did for black people. He did not secure HBCU funding. That was done by Donald Trump. He didn't have opportunity zones. That was done by Donald Trump. He didn't do urban revitalization to the degree that Donald Trump did. That was Donald Trump. What did Barack Obama, the first black president, do for black people? Nothing. The black people are still complaining then. They still complaining now, but they still vote for the same people. Now shut your bald-headed self up and get off my screen. Was that the end of the clip? No, you got 44 seconds. Give him 44 more seconds and I'm going on and then I'm going home. Roll it.
That's part. Riots in L.A., they're insurrectionists. But we pardoned everyone January 6th.
So, Congressman,
this
I was
is
there
America.
January 6th. I was evacuated January 6th. That was not a racist incident. I don't know why you're making that connection.
My man was walking through the Capitol with a Confederate flag.
I was evacuated, Congressman.
What does the Confederate flag represent?
Come on, Congressman.
I'm asking you a question.
This was about a riot in the Capitol.
When you erect the wooden cross in American history, what does that mean? Google black lynchings in the South and watch the images that come up with black people hanging from trees and white people looking and eating sandwiches. This is America. We got to deal with it now.
Hold on. He said lynching. Why do they conveniently forget that white people were lynched as well? It wasn't just only black people that have ever hung from a tree in this country. White people did too. It was really anybody who would oppose the Democrat Party, and the militant arm of the Democrat Party will hang you if you did things wrong, by and large. If you look at the Confederacy, black people fought in the Confederate Army too. Do we want to talk about that? So the Confederacy is not just slavery. It's not just racism in the South. Confederacy represents what the South's values were, and it wasn't just that. And black people fly the Confederate flag too.